All right, hey guys. I'm going to get started. There's only a couple in here, and hopefully some more people join in. I am going to share my screen and kind of talk you through a little bit about what is going to be happening here this week with anatomy and some of the assignments that you have. So let me. Where is the screen? This. Okay. So if you guys take a look on Google Classroom, I have this document here for the assignments for this week. So you can see that. Oops, what did I do? So today is Monday. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about some of the upper limb muscles of the cat. And I'm also going to compare some of the muscles of the cat to the muscles of the human. Basically my kind of goal, I guess, for this week, we're going to do kind of the virtual cat dissection stuff, which is going to be looking at the Edpuzzle videos and also the Google Slides presentations I'm going to go through. Now, when we go back to school, whenever that may be, I do hope to actually do the cat dissection, but if it does happen that we don't end up going back to school at all, then obviously this would have to suffice in terms of the cat dissection, unfortunately, right? So today, what you'll have tonight are two Edpuzzle videos on the cat dissection for the back muscles and the abdominal muscles, and then you'll have two more tomorrow on the shoulder and upper arm of the cat and the forearm, and then Wednesday you'll look at the thigh and the lower leg. On Thursday, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be starting the next unit, and I've decided to kind of change it up a little bit with, given the way things are, we're going to be talking about pathogens, disease, and the immune system, right, the lymphatic system, which I think is an important thing to talk about. I'm also doing the same exact thing with my bio students. So Colby, I'm glad that you're on, because you're going to be doing the same thing in bio and anatomy, so you'll only have to submit your assignments to one class. So I'm going to have you guys submit everything through bio if you're in both of my classes, because it'll be the same exact thing in both classes. I'm doing both of that, so obviously you don't twice. So that works out pretty well for you. But I think that'll be interesting, and I think that's really relevant and important that we do that. Okay? So let me then go through. Actually, I want to unmute all of you guys for a second, and so that we can just say hi, and then I'll mute you all back once I get started. Okay. So how is everybody?
Good, Rosa. How are you?
Good.
Yeah, doing okay. Can't complain. How's the online learning life going?
It sucks.
That's horrible.
That's the consensus that I got from my other class too. I think I was hopeful that we would be going back to school next week, but I don't think that's gonna happen. So this will be kind of the foreseeable future of how we're gonna have to do school. But for us, I mean, it sucks because we're supposed to be dissecting right now, and there's not much we can do with that online other than what I'm doing. So in terms of the cat dissection, we're just kind of look at stuff for an exploration now, and then we'll hopefully, when we get back to school, actually do it. But for now, this is the best that we can do. So, all right, I'm going to mute everybody again, and then I'm going to talk about the cat dissection, then I'll unmute you if there's any questions at the end. Let me go back to sharing my screen. So you got to bear with me. I'm still learning kind of how to use this whole thing. All right. So let's take a look at the muscles of the cat in the chest and the arm today, and we're also going to look at the back muscles as well. Can everybody, hold on, I'm going to unmute you again for a second because the last class I did this wrong. Can you guys see the PowerPoint slide?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, I'm going to mute you again. Okay, so let's take a look, like I said, at the cat chest and arm muscles. So I'm going to kind of walk you through these pretty quickly. Today's not going to be a really long class or anything like that, but I just want to give you the exposure to this. Like I said, so when we do go back to school, we'll be looking right at these very easily. So we talked about the sternocleidomastoid in the human, right? Cats just have a sternomastoid, right? But it's essentially connecting the same way. So when you guys do look at your cat, this one's already been kind of dissected a little bit. So your cats that you're looking at are completely skinned except for around the feet and around the head, the arms, feet, and head. So all of this is skin. So the skin, all of this is skinned. The skin is completely removed from the cat. And we can see that there's all of this fascia and this epimysium that is connected to the muscle, right? So when you do go in ultimately, hopefully, and do this, you'll have to scrape some of that fascia off, but you can actually start to see that under that fascia, there's lines there, right? So those are all the striations and the fascicles of the muscle. All right, so that's what you want to be looking at, and you're going to see that these muscles are really thin, especially in some of the cats, they're thinner than others. They're almost like sheets of paper. All right, so this is the sternomastoid muscle, which is analogous to our sternocleidomastoid. All right, so here the cat is on his back, and he's facing up, and we can see the muscles of the chest, and there's a few slides that'll come a little bit better. So cats have something called a pectoantebrachialis that we do not have, which goes across here, and you can see, again, not too well from this picture, but there are striations going across. We don't have this muscle, right? We just have the pectoralis major muscles up there, but they have a separate muscle across the top called the pectoantebrachialis. And the sort of reason for that muscle, from what I understand, in animals, right, is that they're walking on four legs, so the muscles and the jumping and the actions needed require that extra muscle there across the chest that we don't have because we're upright, right? The pectoralis major, all right, we have that same muscle here of the chest. All right, pectoralis minor underneath and smaller, right? We'll get to that kind of underneath this. And then the other muscle that cats have that we do not have is the xiphi humerales. Okay, so the xiphi humerales, which is underneath of the pectoralis minor. Okay, so this gives you a better view of what these muscles look like as they start to become separated. So here most of the fascia and the fat has been removed, but there is still some to see there. So there's that pectoantebrachialis, pectoralis major, pectoralis minor. Notice that the pectoralis minor here is extending kind of all the way down, and that is something that's a little bit confusing because in the cats, the pectoralis minor is actually pretty big. It's just underneath of the pectoralis major, and then the xiphi humerales goes around that way. We can start to see on the back here the latissimus dorsi, and you can see the triceps brachii, which is behind all of this fat. Okay, so triceps, again, being on your arms, back of your arms, posterior. All right, there's that pectoantebrachialis. I like this view too because you can really see the delineation there. So hopefully, like I said, when we do get into our cats, some of you are going to look at it and you're not going to be able to see anything. And once you have kind of that aha moment, you start to kind of tease away the fascia and the connective tissue, you can really see these muscles really nicely. Okay. So here's another look again at a fully dissected muscular area here of fully dissected muscles of the cat of this area of the chest and the abdomen. Okay, and you can nicely see how these are teased away and these are separated. So this is what you will be hopefully doing, like I said. Depending on when we do get back to school, depending on the time wise, it'll be a quicker cat dissection, obviously, because we're doing all of this, you're already going to be exposed to it, but you'll still, like I said, hopefully get to see everything. I'm less concerned about anything else this year, even if we're only back to school for like a week, right? Which is like a week in June. That's what we're doing, right? I can do everything else for the class online, but this obviously is difficult to do online, right? Okay, so again, here's those muscles separated out. Clavobrachialis is the deltoid muscle in the cat. All right. Again, separating out pectoralis major, and the pectoralis minor, which is underneath of it. And you can see that those striations run diagonally, and that's how you'll be able to tell the difference there. Right? Clavobrachialis, which is the deltoid of the cat. Okay. When we look at the arm is sometimes the trickiest part for students to get. It's tricky to get even in the human when you're looking at the pictures, right? But if you look at a cat's hand, and it's kind of it extends like this, right? So all of the extensors we know are here. So all of these are all of the extensor muscles, right? The extensor digitorum muscle, okay, going all the way to the palmaris longus, right? And then on the other side of the cat, that's where its flexors would be. So flexors and extensors. So your flexors, remember, are all in here, and then your extensors are here. The same thing in the cat. You just got to imagine that the cat is going to be on its back, and it's walking on all fours. So kind of orienting your head is a little bit tricky. Okay. If you flip the cat over to its back, now this isn't a great view of it, but we just have one trapezius muscle. Remember, that extends all the way down our backs. Cats have 3 trapezius muscles. So they have a clavotrapezius, and a acromiotrapezius, and a spinotrapezius, right? So we always remember, we tell students CAS, if you just remember that. Clavotrapezius, acromiotrapezius, spinotrapezius, right? The clavotrapezius is back attached, towards the neck. Acromio is attached to the acromion, and the spinotrapezius is attached to the spine. So parts of the trapezius that go down like this. In us, it's just one straight muscle. In cats, it's 3 muscles. Okay. Latissimus dorsi along the back, this really big sheet-like muscle. It's literally going to be paper thin in most of your cats. Okay. And here you can see another view of those muscles: clavotrapezius, acromiotrapezius, spinotrapezius, all right, and then latissimus dorsi. All right, if we look at the arm here, the top, we've got the long head of the triceps in the back, lateral head of the triceps, and the biceps. Okay, and there's your biceps brachii separated out in the upper arm. Triceps brachii back here. Close-up view of the triceps. Okay, from different views. So when we do get to do the cat, you'll have this PowerPoint. It's a great reference to have. Okay. The big long muscle, and probably I think the only one that I'll actually have you specifically identify, is the palmaris longus when you do get into the cat. And the palmaris longus is going to separate those flexors from the extensors, right? So it's really easy to identify. So I would just have you in the cat tell me, okay, these are the flexors, these are the extensors, and this is the palmaris longus. I won't have you name these specific ones because they're too kind of hard to separate out. Okay. All right, so that is what I wanted to talk about for the cat muscles. I also wanted to quickly look at the comparative anatomy of the muscular system in the human and the cat. So this is kind of quick, but just another look at some of this stuff, right? So when you guys look, you'll see these pectoantebrachialis, xiphyohumerales, or chest muscles in the cat. We don't have them. If you looked at a human cadaver, right, the pectoralis major is the only chest muscle that we have, right? And we looked at the human muscles first. Same thing here with the clavodeltoid, acromiodeltoid, and spinodeltoid, right? In the back, all right, we just have one deltoid. Same thing with the trapezius. Clavotrapezius, acromiotrapezius, spinotrapezius, we just have one trapezius muscle left and right. Okay, so this is a human kind of facing down on his back, and you can see the trapezius muscles there in the back. Right? The cat has another muscle. We have a levator scapulae. They have a levator scapulae ventralis, which goes like this. Again, that has to do with the cat being on 4 limbs. So animals that have 4 limbs have this extra muscle there, levator scapulae ventralis. Okay. And then that gets into the lower limb, which we'll talk about next time. Okay. So like I said, I just wanted to spend a little bit of time with that, since that's what we would be doing if we were actually in class. And I do have this PowerPoint available for you to take a look at. The assignments for this week are just the Edpuzzle videos. If you have any trouble with those, let me know, and I can. Some people we're not added to the class for whatever reason. So if you go in, it says you're not added in Google Classroom, just send me an email, and I'll make sure that you're in that. Okay. I talked about this already, but on Thursday and Friday, we're starting the next unit on immune system, pathogens, and diseases. Okay. So I'm going to unmute you guys now so that if you have any questions, I can address them. So does anybody have any questions or anything they'd like to discuss before I end our virtual class? Anybody? I think there's a way you can raise your hand in here. I was kind of playing with it a little bit. Okay, yes, you can do like reactions. You can do like a thumbs up. Did you guys see that somewhere?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think
There
you can do, and there's a way to like raise your hand. Maybe I can't do it since I'm, okay, yeah, see Caden clapped.
you
All
go. Yeah.
right. So the online learning is, like I said, it's so-so, right? How has this class been in terms of getting assignments done?
Pretty good.
Yeah, it was fun.
Okay. Yeah, so there hasn't been much yet, like I said, because I was kind of not sure what I was going to do, and I wasn't sure how long we were going to be in this situation. So that's why I just kind of threw the CAT stuff at you to do in the Mastering A&P. How was the timed Mastering A&P quiz? How did that work out?
It was good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well.
Okay, good. So I was a little concerned about like doing it on the anatomical models, but I figured if you know the muscles, you would know them on the models. All right. Anything else? It's not a nice day outside today, unfortunately.
No, it sucks.
Yeah.
Really kind of like,
Makes it worse.
it does. I mean, if I had the gym, I wouldn't be hating this too much, but literally just being stuck is, it is what it is. So, all right. Well, it was good to see you guys. I hope that you have a good day. I'm going to sign off and end the meeting. So have a good one.
Bye, Mr. Rosa.
Thanks. Bye, guys. Good to see you.
See ya.